So here I am back in rural Norfolk the day after the Alvaro Castagnet workshop in Winchester. I learned absolutely loads and I'm determined to put what I learned into my paintings. Alvaro, great guy, very entertaining, had a great time. I half finished the painting and then it looked as if it was going to start to rain, so I stopped it and it was time to go home anyway. So let's have a look at this and see if I can put into practice the kind of things that I was learning. So I'm going to re-wet the paper here, not everywhere, but in some areas that I'm gonna work on. Never really hurts to wet the paper. I might need to move this down slightly. So I always find it's just the simple little things that have been spoken about that can make the greatest impact. I mean, this is a very staining colour. Just going to move that down a bit. Hopefully that hasn't messed up the angles. Just re-wet this area here. I'm going to mix up some of this green, which is Daniel Smith Apartheid Genuine, with a touch of ultramarine. I'm just going to put this in stronger. Touch the leftovers there as well. Just gonna make this stronger basically. Here's what we need to do. Just encourage a bit more water in there. Parts of green genuine, Daniel Smith. Touch of ultramarine. And what I want this to do is run randomly, basically. This is a tree foliage coming across. Encourage that to do all kinds of strange things there. Just let it do it. Need to cool this down on this left hand side a bit more. Go a bit stronger. A bit grayer really. The whole idea of warms and cools as a colour temperature. Just getting out here. This should be wet enough for it to kind of do its own thing there. I will run this down, but I quite like this brightness that's around here. So we'll keep it just here. I quite like the feel of this. That's the focal point. Here's a wall coming round. The shadow is really, really strong. It's probably way too strong, actually. So something probably just take out a touch, but because it's neutral tint, it's very staining. And the real issue is here. This is neutral tint, and there's no linking and joining, and that's really what we need to have here. And touches of colour. I'm going to pop in some blue, but this is kind of, can easily be overworked, all this stuff. Okay, we'll just pop in some highlights with this Jean Brilliant around these characters, the heads. Put another character in here. Get more paint. And a few of these, just for a few highlights, not much. And then I need to pick out some bits over here. It doesn't really matter what it is, it's irrelevant. It's just unifying and joining up these guys here, which always works. Sort out these lamps. Get rid of all this paint here off the brush. dry brush in here. Going for the mop brush. Some ultramarine neutral tint liquid. Just pop in. Shadows. Shadow under there. Burnt sienna, dry. Just a little bit of texture. I was just trying to unify this, join these things up, because they seem a bit separated. And this textural stuff's really going to help that. This is yellow ochre, just to define there. My only concern is that the joining up of things. That's what we haven't got here. What do I mean? It's the kind of linking of all of this, all of these bits here. I'm not sure what they are, it doesn't actually matter. They're just bits. This is neutral tint, by the way. A bit of dry. It's just to help this. Touch of yellow ochre. Just pop that in there to blend and bleed away. That will help a bit. Again, that was just mixed in with this apartheid green. And I'm going to stop there. There's another painting from the Alvaro sessions. Anyway, I'm just gonna finish this off. It's pretty much finished. one of the things I learned on the workshop, you think you know everything, even at 65, it's like, there's always stuff to learn. As Alvaro says, he's learning all the time as well. And one of the things he said was about characters in twos, and I never really thought about it until he said it, and I'm absolutely right. He is 100% correct. So, I'm going to go in for some neutral tint. Plane coming over here from RAF Marham, which is a bit of a pain, but never mind. And it's where to place this extra character. I'm gonna pop him in here. And there's really not much to this. That was just neutral tint. This is yellow ochre. And he's kind of done. He looks like he's got his walking with his hands behind his back, doesn't he? I always find it amazing how these paintings kind of paint themselves. Pretty amazing. These characters now seem quite insignificant, so I'll just quickly go over them as well. One with his leg forward. That leg look a bit too big to my eyes, but there we go. They kind of all got the feel of guy shoegazing. I don't know. Anyway, that straight away to my eyes looks a lot better. I know we've got the eyeline and these down, and there's this kind of this rule that you hear about everything at head level. That's not actually true. Okay, so I would take issue with that. If you actually take a picture of a whole scene of people, but no, it's not like that. What you do need is the figures, if their heads are slightly lower than the others, bigger coming forward. Now these figures here seem kind of like giants. That has been bothering me all the way along. So I need to kind of make these guys a bit more indistinct. And that's just neutral tint. Here we go with a bit of burnt sienna. And just make this whole thing here a little bit vague. Yeah, another way I could do this, pop in some dry brush, but I could have just sprayed in here and just made these all look a little bit more vague. I think that helps. And while we're at it, a bit of yellow ochre there. These two guys seem to be talking. Seems to have vanished. So it's just touching up a few things, but without it all starting to look the same. And then the final little touches on this one is some highlights, and then we're kind of done. Going for the right brush. It's just re-establishing this. Okay. I think I will do it. Just join things up a bit. Doesn't matter what all this stuff is, it's just this joining up. That's so hard to explain, but it really does work. It's something I've known for a long, long time, and Alvaro was talking about that as well. So, just a couple more highlights. Don't want to go mad with this. He says, go mad with it. I'm squinting my eyes up to look at the values. I'm quite happy with it. Remember, the light is coming in from this way, across that way, so it's stuff in shadows. Right, done. So I'm happy that that's been slightly added to. And yeah, hopefully that was useful, guys. Just placement of figures. So there's another painting, sort of 3/4 of finished from the Alvaro session. Yeah, there's a couple of things I need to sort out on here. One of them is this background here, so I'm just going to wet the paper to pop in a slightly different background. And the other one is along here, and I'm wetting this as well, because that water there is too dark, so I need to lighten that up a bit. Two ways to do that: either lift pigment off like this, always difficult when you have a staining colour like neutral tint on there, and or popping in some highlights, some Chinese white and something like that. Well, definitely do it with creating a bit of sparkle just straight out the tube. And we can put some of that sparkle further down, making these brush strokes a bit bigger. In an ideal world we would have left the paper under there, but it doesn't matter, does it? It's all about the end result. Let's pop in a few highlights here while we've got this white on us. Too many. Make the focal points over here. This is a bit bit indistinct here, so I'm going to just change that slightly. And then back into some paints. I'm just going to briefly re-wet this side. Just there. And here. I'm going to pop in with this mop brush. Some ultramarine. A touch of the grey that's already in there. Don't mess about too much, just let it do its own thing. Just let that drift down. Nice granulation going on there with this ultramarine. All the way down to this horizon line. It's too weak in places, to be honest. Okay. Some bits over here. Just let that run in. Lift this off. I'm pretty happy with this. I'm just going to darken up a couple of bits here. Not much though. Just want the eye to go across here. Bit of blur and bit of sharpness. A bit of red in here, reddy orange. That's enough. Put a few of these in. Texture. Touch of yellow. A few lights. And we're done. That's that one. Although I can spot something I need to do in terms of light is light, dark is dark, which is over here. really fine marks in. You've got a little bit of detail going on here. Just to join things up. We'll do this joints. Hopefully you enjoyed that little finishing off demonstration, and happy painting. Until the next one, just keep doing it, guys, just keep doing it.